Hi friends, host Eric here, talking with Spanish people driving, thinking, making a video. So, I wanted to talk a little bit about positional FE and this thing that NTs do, or NTPs especially, I guess. And it's basically a way of positioning oneself above somebody else. So there may be a certain amount of one-upsmanship that occurs between individuals of similar types in other ways, but amongst NTPs it tends to be on the lines of intelligent, incisive sounding rhetoric, whether it's in text, whether it's verbalized, or whatever. I'm motivated to make this by a recent Demon Windu comment that really is sort of like textbook NTP cutting FE attack thing. Now note that for NTPs, the FE aspect of it is expressed through intellectual one-upmanship, more or less, or positioning oneself as the knowledgeable one and the other as less knowledgeable, or positioning oneself as the more intelligent one and the other as less intelligent, or things like that. Various forms of pedantry. So we all want to defend our egos, myself included, and I sometimes get FE burned and feel it like anybody else, and I can get defensive. I have insecurities. I try to tackle them as head on as I can in general, but you know, we all indulge in petulance. It's a word I used earlier in the ESP friend of me and Kim's, Sarah, who I like a lot, who's here obviously by the slabs to change my opinion about ESTPs. I feel a great camaraderie with her in her non-judgmentalism, which is powerful. You know, ESTPs who've had kind of a not so easy go of it in life, and I think it's fair to say Sarah's had less than a super easy go of it in life. They understand what it means to judge and be judged, especially women. You know, I don't. ESTP guys may not have the same sort of thing, but I suspect they do too. I once heard ESTPs described as concurrently projecting a genuine swagger while also projecting a visible insecurity. I think that's a great description of them. They have both at the same time. In some regard, they're like ENTPs in that way, although I think ENTPs are more likely to vacillate between the two. ESTPs have a uniquely combo version of the thing that can be very appealing for sure. And they're not, at least Sarah's not, afraid to be open at all. She's very open, and I appreciate that a lot. I feel a camaraderie with my extroverted perceiving friend here. She doesn't do this kind of one-upmanship at all, and you know, neither the intellectual nor any other kind that I can see. I don't like doing it. I get dragged into it sometimes. I usually don't initiate it anymore. In other words, I try not to come at shit too pedantically. I guess I do sometimes. I don't know. It's like I guess I sort of feel entitled to be excused from the positional fight because I'm afforded so much position anyway. The thing is, it took me a long time to accept that. I'm very egalitarian, and I didn't like that. On some level, I can't play in the game anymore as an equal competitor because, I'm the main guy in the community in some sense. I mean, not the main guy in the community, but like the face of it. Put it that way. So, but it doesn't mean people don't come at me still. And sometimes I would say I get dragged into it, or I get dragged down into it or something. But that would position myself as having some pristine high road that I prefer. It's the natural ground. It's the natural mud I wallow in. So, I mean, it's easy enough for me to get to play. I can still play. I just said I can't really play in that game anymore. But that's sometimes true more than others, but more true in the video group conference setting than it is in the commenting setting. So when people leave text comments, I'm not normally going to take much one-upmanship bait. Very rarely. But sometimes Demon Windu can make me take it. But see, I never actually take the bait. I hit the fisherman. So that's the problem he has. Like today, he did some effing bullshit, and I'm like, okay. For everyone else's reference, this is a perfect example of what I was talking about the other night when I was talking about blah, 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 blah. If you want to see the video I'm referencing, it's right here. I didn't address him at all directly or anything he was saying directly. I just dismissed it as an example of FE positioning. So I get fussy when other people do that with me, but I know Demon Windu well enough now to know that it won't do any good to actually engage him, because as soon as he starts losing, he starts trolling. And so as soon as if you even attempt to pin him on anything, he starts trolling because he knows where that's going. He can't. He's not going to win it, so he just starts playing. So I don't play with him. I haven't played with him for a long time, but he's not fun to play with, obviously. And it's a form of dishonesty to like present bad arguments on purpose to try to get people to take a bait and then shift ground and not actually engage on the point, not really be trying to adjudicate anything, but merely trying to be riling up the other person. That's the definition of trolling, But I do appreciate the effort he puts into his attacks. And they do exemplify certain manners of attack sometimes, and he can be pretty good at it. To the extent that it's a valuable skill, I'm not entirely sure, but it's more interesting than vandalism. So my point is, NTs learn to recognize this thing we do, number one. And once you do, you'll stop doing it, and you'll kind of roll your eyes when other people do it. Except sometimes when you just gotta fucking lay the lumber on some motherfucker. In which case, fuck that motherfucker. Here I come, bitch!